Yeah.
I want to know about the time travel here.
Yeah,
So
my dad worked when I was a child. My dad worked for, well, he was Army, and he ended up working for DARPA, which is a subsect of the Central Intelligence
Be
Agency.
careful, bro.
I tried to rescue the DARPA chief.
No, this is
That was
serious.
Shadow Moses, though. But anyways, go on.
Who was the DARPA chief at the time?
Donald.
You gonna do this, Michael?
I don't know who the chief
They
of
called him
DARPA was.
Signet.
So I don't know, but this was, you're talking back in the late 70s, early 80s. My dad worked for DARPA projects, and they put me as a child into teleportation programs, and I met extraterrestrials and was exposed to time travel.
So during like the teleportation,
Mhm.
you experienced the aliens. Was that an effect
It's
of
not-
the
it's not.
teleportation?
No, they're two separate things, but they
Oh,
just happened
okay.
around
All right.
the same time. But I went to Mars.
Michael, be careful.
There's nothing to be careful of.
So your dad worked for DARPA,
Yeah,
and then somebody came to him and said, "Hey, do you got a kid that we could experiment on?"
No, it don't work like that.
yeah.
So
It was
Bradley,
it was
let me tell
pretty
you another
common.
thing. Let me interject a little bit. So a lot of the people that have talked about this time travel technology talk about that they started out using adults, but what happened was sometimes the adults weren't able to actually use some of the teleportation stuff, and they would go through with preconceived notions about things. So they actually used children because, like, if they saw something on somebody's hip, they wouldn't immediately assume it was a gun and react impulsively like a human would. Kids are usually more curious, and they were able to hold their breath when going through some of the teleportation better than the adults that were scared when it happened.
Oh, well,
But
that doesn't make. I don't know.
Kids with
this is just what I was told
underdeveloped
from
lungs.
other
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
other
that makes
people
sense.
doing this.
When it comes to like swimming, I think adults do a lot better than children when it comes to holding your breath underwater.
Once
Yeah,
they've been trained, to do it, possibly.
fully
Yeah.
developed lungs.
They don't do it like that. Wow.
I don't know. I think like a trained adult is definitely better than any trained.
I think we have more experience training people to swim in water than we do to go through a wormhole and react, calmly.
Yeah, if you see a snake on someone's shoulder, don't just start screaming. Just train. I think we can be trained into that better than a child. I think a child could also freak out too. I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't think they would instinctually.
That I don't know. That just doesn't sit right with me. So I'm just kind of.
It's
not.
not.
I don't want to argue
for some
nothing.
reason, but yeah, for some reason, I don't think of it as like a common fear.
I didn't freak
almost saved a DARPA chief once, but when I got far enough to reach him in the Metal Gear facility, Psycho Menace killed him.
No, it's actually Fox Die. Fox Die got killed him.
Video game?
Oh wait, no, that was the fake. That was never mind. Yeah, that's a when I said
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Solid Snake was actually rescued the DARPA chief.
So what are you about to go into? You're about to go into Mars, Macintosh?
Well, I don't know what they're talking about. It sounds like a video game.
No, yeah, because you said DARPA was just as a mission to rescue the DARPA chief.
It's a video game in that, or
Metal Gear Solid is Solid.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Snake.
I don't know anything. I don't know
the greatest soldier of all time.
Okay, I believe you. But yeah,
I'm glad you believe me because I'm having trouble.
Yo, Michael, can you elaborate a bit more about that shit? Because
which stuff? The Mars or time travel or teleportation?
Teleportation.
Teleportation is real. The United States government has teleported people to Mars and back, and I was one of them.
What's on Mars?
Not much, just space. There's life. There's life there, but there's a base.
Do there need to be something there to activate the transportation? Like, did there have to be like a beacon or something there to help transport you, or are you just transporting yourself?
It,
You'd have to, Michael. You
There's a
probably have to explain the difference between like teleportation, jump room technology,
yeah.
and like the
What?
different modes.
Yeah,
What
it's
was
all
there to receive you on the other end at Mars?
yeah.
To
That
send you
well, there
back?
are
That's what I'm
right.
saying. Yeah.
They have teleportation devices here on Earth that can send you to Mars, and then on Mars there's another one there that can send you back to Earth.
Oh,
Did
so we've
that?
been to Mars to set one up.
Someone had already been there before me.
Oh, when did that happen?
When I was there, or when
Classified?
How's he supposed to know that? Shut the fuck up. Let him speak.
Well, no, because there's actually
Oh, now
also
you want to hear somebody talk.
Shut up.
this actually leads me to a question that I've had for a lot of people that talk to me about it. I don't know what time they're visiting when they tell me they went to Mars. I don't know if they're on the same timeline and going to like a future, the current position of Mars, right where we're at. That's why I usually ask them if it's on the surface or if it's an underground facility. There's usually more probing questions where I can get a little bit more.
Is there?
I was at the underground facility.
Yeah, you're in a
This
place
underground
when you
base.
go to Mars. You're not just in open area at Mars. You don't just show up on the land on Mars. You're in some kind of facility.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like an elevator actually. It's like on Earth it's an elevator. You go in the elevator, you go up, and then next thing you know you're on Mars
In the same elevator?
in an elevator that you get out of on Mars in an underground sort of bunker.
Yeah. Hidden from the surface. That, you
that
can't
is hidden
see
from the
any
surface.
Probes or
Did
satellites.
they have anything there for you to eat?
No.
Oh, geez. How long were you there for?
I was only there for a short while. I was there and back in a school day.
You didn't get hungry or thirsty?
It don't work like that because
Well,
how
Quiet you.
how time travel works is what you don't understand is it don't.
Oh God.
It's not. What do you mean? Oh God, shut the fuck up.
I don't want to hear it from you. I'd rather hear it from him.
Well, cool. I'm just trying to explain my side of the story because the only reason why I really
Did you go to? Did you go to?
the only reason why I believe him is because I went through a similar experience.
Mm-hmm.
Is there life on Mars?
There is.
Smith, I think.
Why do you think I'm listening to him?
Hold on a sec.
Like
Hold on a second. I want to jump into the chat because Smith is sending a lot of good messages in, and I wanted to address one of them. So I think everybody can publicly acknowledge, like, this is, I think NASA is its own thing as well, and I think everybody knows who Warner von Braun is. Like in the United States, that's what we brought them over in Project Paperclip to start NASA. It was ran by the Catholic Church, and then we brought them in when we were fighting the Soviet Union in order to have, the Cold War that we had. I think this is all public knowledge, but I think there can also be a secret space program outside of the public display. Like if you look at the black budget of the United States, I think, yes, we waste money on a lot of things. I think what you're talking about with NASA being spent every day, I think that's public spending, which you should also question it. Like, what are they doing spending $72 million on NASA per day? Like that's a crazy number. But I would also say, there could also very well be a black budget that we know about that we just don't know what it's being spent on.
There is, for sure.
I just real quick, Project Paperclip. What was the project before that? Staple?
Oh, touche, sir. So funny.
Yo, that's elementary, bro. You want to stop?
Project Normandy.
Why was it called Project Paperclip? What a dumb thing.
It's because of the curves in the paperclip, how it
hiding
loops
people's
around
files and giving them fake
orbitals.
documents. Because a lot of people had to get fake names and stuff like that.
Oh.
They had to change all those people with the name Hitler to something else because they couldn't be Hitlers anymore. Because,
is there a lot of people named Hitler?
Well, there used to be, apparently.
I
don't know.
I would think, it was a name, so there would have to be more of them. There wasn't just one Hitler.
There aren't any more though.
Like Smith.
They're all something else now. I think they're all Jones and.
You're not Jonesy. You're Hitler.
Macintosh and. waters, and
Macintosh.
The best things about Hitler is I'm the only one.
Can we make the Charlie Chaplin mustache great again? I mean, geez, come on.
Why though?
My
I
mustache.
don't know. I might try it out one day.
I don't think we're bringing it back anytime soon.
I'm gonna bring it back.
I
You're
would have
gonna
been
bring
in
it back?
concentration camps. So.
My goose stepping is made out of springs. Sorry. I'm sorry. I go off on my own thing sometimes. Oh.
What is the acronym for NASA? Never a. I don't know.
Straight answer.
No, never a straight answer. Yeah.
National Aeronautical Space Administration, something like that.
Yeah, people believe that
nautical.
NASA was lying about things for a long time.
Is it nautical boats?
If you
Look
rearrange
here.
the
I
letters,
forget what
Challenger
that-
mission
I
was
forget
a
what
big
that
red
damn.
flag for me
I
when I
forget
was
what that
younger.
N stands for. I know it don't stand for nickel. But
All right.
I wasn't gonna say that. That wasn't even come to my mind. To be fair,
NASA with attitude.
NASA with attitude. I like that. That was a good reference. I like it. Touche, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on it.
straight out of Houston.
We have a problem. Touche.
That was one of my favorite albums when I was a kid, by the way.
Did you speak about what I walked out of the room when you were talking? Did you speak about Barry Saturo?
No, yeah, Barack Obama was part of the Mars teleportation program before he was president. Our former president has actually been to Mars. So
my president.
Did they tell you anything about how the teleportation worked? Were you like deatomized and like
No.
reborn somewhere?
No, I literally just felt like I was going up in an elevator, and next thing I know, I was on another planet.
Because
Did the
one
shape of the
theory of
elevator change at all?
teleportation.
Did the shape of the elevator change at all in like your perspective, or did you like feel any more vibrations than just taking a regular elevator? Was it calm?
It just felt like I was. Everything felt really light going up. You know, it was like almost like a floating sensation.
Do you think you might have lost consciousness at all?
That's possible. I don't know, actually, honestly. I'm trying to think. I was only 5 or 4 at the time, so
Hard to remember.
My memory of it has only been acquired through memory regression therapy because it was actually suppressed for a long time. Like when they take people into these programs, they literally mind wipe them. They like suppress.
They can brainwash you into forgetting.
They can memory wipe you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can actually do that, and that's what happened to me.
Soldiers.
Yeah, they did that to me when I was 5 years old, and it was only later that I was able to do a kind of deep dive into my psyche to kind of acquire the memories.
And at Mars, there was other people there when you got there. There was other people working there and whatnot.
No, where we went, it was just myself and Barack Obama. That was it.
Barack Obama was on Mars when you got there.
We went together.
Hey, welcome to Mars. Watch out for the moon.
Yeah, and they seriously, they brought me there. I know it sounds completely insane, but they brought me there to
welcome to Mars. It's a wonderful place.
They brought me there to do this thing called remote viewing, which I'm able to do because
I've heard of that remote viewing. Yeah,
it's an ability that I have because for some reason I was born with it. They brought me there to sort of do surveillance of the surface of Mars to figure out basically to acquire information about it. And
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I was able to tell that there had been something there in the past from remote viewing because
civilizations or like creatures.
Yeah.
Or what
there was a civilization there at one point.
So remote viewing, you're able to go different times.
Yeah, certain people are able to see. We call
wherever, whenever.
The CIA calls it remote viewing, but I call it chronovising, where you're able to look back and forth through time.
I call it the shot.
And
the only reason I differ from calling it chronovising is because of the invention of the chronovisor from the Catholic Church or whatever. The Catholic priest that invented the chronovisor.
Chronovisor.
Yeah, there's a newspaper article about it. The chronovisor was created by a Catholic priest that worked at the Vatican, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah,
it had a very Italian name.
It's not that thing that the Men in Black used to erase your memories. Pew.
They have that.
It's actually something to beam back
Barack
into.
Obama was actually a man, what you call a man in black. He was an MIB before he was president. I know that sounds crazy, but
he was Will Smith before Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Sound crazy.
Welcome to Earth.
The Will Smith character is probably based on Barack
Obama. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
it makes sense. They're both gay.
And his
did coke and blew a guy in a limousine in Gurney.
His partner.
Oh my god.
His partner was a guy named Andy Bashago. When they were, have you heard of him? He's a pretty famous guy at this point.
We were talking about him before. Michael came on. Me and Mud Rabbit were. He's like the Bob Lazar of time travel, is what I like to call him.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's an older man. He's got a very sharp memory, and he's been talking about doing this since he was like 5 or 6 years old. I've talked to him several times about it, and he does 6-hour podcasts on the internet where he just explains what happened to him in detail. And he's got a very sharp memory for his age. I don't know.
Speaking of different people on the time travel, I just wanted to shoot this out there. Did you ever see those videos of this guy that says he was like trapped in the future and he had videos of like places just completely empty that like when the time that he made these videos, like the technology to do that was completely impossible. Like he would go to places that were always crowded. There's no way you can get an empty, and it was completely empty. And
they ended up solving that one. It was just a guy that staged it all. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
No. But it was intriguing when he did it. It was like a TikTok time traveler or something like that.
Yeah.
He would go to like stadiums, busy streets.
Yeah, and they said that. Oh no, he can do that. So, my bad.
There's a lot of stuff.
But that's completely different than what you're talking about. That's like he's saying that he was trapped in the future and shit like that. That was nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of take. You can kind of break apart and figure out that they're probably just making stuff up. But and I don't expect people to believe what I'm saying either, of course, because there's so much insanity out there and fake stuff. But I've made a few videos and interviews and things about my experiences, and there are like declassified CIA documents backing up what I've talked about and stuff. If you look on the CIA website, cia.gov, you can find a document called Remote Viewing Mars, which the CIA published a document that was actually recorded with a cassette by Barack Obama the day that he and I went to Mars, detailing what I communicated to him about what the surface of Mars used to be like.
And your remote viewing.
Yeah.
Publicly, the CIA ran a 2-year program called Project Stargate, and that's exactly what they trained people to do is remote view. They had a success rate of over 40%.
Yeah.
Like Joseph McMoneagle, I can't remember who runs the Swan Institute.
They didn't have to train me. I already had that ability.
But I'm saying that was the public CIA stuff that they released about what they were actually studying. and they said it wasn't successful, but just by the rates that they were doing it publicly, it was successful, and they ended up actually retrieving more downed aircraft and stuff like that than the whole value of the running the program itself.
Mm.
And there's still institutes and stuff that were created off of that, but the CIA had a big interest in remote viewing.
Michael, can you still remote view?
I can, yeah.
Is it just Mars or other places?
Well, wherever I am, I can do that.
You know, they say wherever you are, that's the place to be.
Home is where you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
I can do that where I am right now, and I can see that there are people buried under my house.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but
you ever think about digging them up?
no, they've been dead for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're not there anymore. Just the idea of them is there.
Yeah, I mean, they're where I am right now. It's a very old.
Are they Native American?
Place.
You think?
No, I'm not in America actually right now.
Oh,
You just said you were in California. You just lied to me.
Well, California is not. Okay.
Don't try to justify if California is America or not. You just said you were in California.
Well, it might not be America according to him. He might have remote viewed California in some other state. You never know.
California. Okay, let me clarify what I'm saying. California is part of the United States, but it's not really America when you get down to it. Like the same way, like Hawaii is not really America, but it's part of the United States. Alaska's.
I don't consider those people Americans. You're goddamn right.
You know, I mean, like
joking. I'm joking.
An American is something, at least in my understanding and definition of the word, it's a very specific thing. It's come to mean other things, but I don't use it in the way that probably most people use it. I mean it in the sense of like, you know, New England or New York or Pennsylvania or something like that. That to me, that's America. You know what I mean? And everything else is sort of like
the American expansion.
It's part of the maybe part of the United States, but not really America. If that makes any sense?
We got a star for them on our flag, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, like Germany, for crying out loud, was a United States territory at one point. Is it really America? You know? Or
do they pay taxes here?
If you remote view, is there a chance that you could be harmed if you're in a dangerous place?
Not really, because it's not looking into something that exists anymore. It's looking.
You're not actually there.
It's looking into the past or the present, the future.
Do you leave your body open for the ability of possession or anything like that, or are you solely like? Because when I think of like remote viewing and astral projection, I kind of put them in the same ballpark. And when people talk about astral projecting, they're like leaving their body and going to another place and being able to view it. And people talk about doing it between like an awake and dream state is usually, or a meditative state. And I wonder if they leave their body open for anything else to attach to them. Or
I've never experienced that, but I don't do it all the time, so it's not something that I have a huge amount of experiences with. Like it gets tiring, you know. I mean, like astral projection and all this stuff. It's very exhausting.
I always leave my body open when I remote view. I do it face down, ass up.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just trying to get abducted and probed. I don't know about you. Did you talk about Majestic 12?
Oh man,
what's that?
You want to know about that?
A little bit. Well, I
have a quick question about
it's a good introduction to people.
Before you get when you were transporting, did you feel any like nausea or any sort of discomfort when you transported? Anything? Do you remember anything like that?
No, it's basically just like going on a plane or a helicopter or something. It's going up in an elevator in a tall building.
That was just a big question that I had.
Yeah, the same kind of experience. It's not really anything
like if I were to make it up, like if I were to bullshit and like I was crazy and try to say that I transport, I would say like, oh no, it makes you nauseous and you feel a whole shitload of euphoria and shit. That's what I would say if I was making it up.
This made me more nauseous than that. This is it's a little bottle of alcohol that I just drank.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna time travel. I'm gonna pass out and then I'll wake up in a different time.
There you go. That made me more nauseous than the teleportation experience.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah. So it's interesting though. I was in school on that day. I was in kindergarten in Calgary, Alberta, where my dad was working. And they took me out of my class and teleported me to California. And from there, that's where I met with Barack Obama, who was like 19 or 20 at the time. And from there, they teleported me to Mars.
Pardon me, teacher. May I be excused? I have to go teleport to Mars with Barack Obama.
Yeah. the teacher was okay with it. Like that's because the guys from the government came in, the military actually, it was Canadian/US Air Force, which is a base in Calgary.
Was it one of the specialty schools? Because a lot of people say they get funneled in through specialty schools that they kind of have selected students for. And
special dumb.
No, it was just the regular kindergarten.
Okay. I just didn't know if they were pulling you out of like a public school or if it was like a private school where it happened to other classmates as well.
Yeah, it was
excluded you from other people.
It was the kindergarten of the area public school. It was in the basement of the high school.
So the only
interesting place for that to be. You sure it wasn't a CIA psyop?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were basically on an Air Force base. So the very first ever joint U.S. Canadian Air Force base is in Calgary, Alberta, and I was living on it.
So do you think the only reason why you're chosen for this is because your father is working for them? Or do you think there's other reasons? Maybe you were special because you could do the remote viewing. Other people can't do the remote viewing.
It's a whole list of things probably. But yeah, my dad, my abilities, I think the fact that my ancestry and stuff, people I'm related to and all this kind of stuff. So,
it kind of seems like they like went around and asked all their employees, do you have any kids that can like do any special abilities, Yeah, I think I had been identified somehow as somebody who might be able to do that beforehand. So that's why they came to me and they asked me all these questions before taking me out of the class. My dad just identified me as a queer.
As a queer.
That's all I got identified as.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their own unique experiences.
Andre has a question. I guess. Is it harder to remote view when there's alcohol in your system or not?
Yeah.
It's harder to do anything when you have alcohol in your system.
Yeah.
Except drink more alcohol.
False!
Yeah. You don't want to get an RWI, remote viewing mode.
That's really easy to do. When you have alcohol in your system, drink more alcohol, right?
Went to the wrong place. I took a
Makes
wrong.
Me really good at falling over.
Yeah, I can have another one.
It's like adding a step that's not there. Alcohol is.
Oh man, here's a question. Speaking of alcohol and kind of doing things you can't control, did you ever accidentally remote view something you didn't want to?
Probably.
Like something bad. Like
that's not a
I wouldn't
probably.
Say probably to that. You would have to
That's
remember.
Not a probably.
Yeah, that would be something like that would freak you out that you would remember.
You mean like the
hell? Try to remote view hell.
Hell doesn't exist, but I can.
Damn it!
Tell you that I saw.
Jesus.
I remote viewed Barack Obama molesting children in the White House.
Okay, well, okay. I guess that's something you wouldn't want to do. Was that accidental? You wanted to go visit your friend Barack Obama. And you went, oh no!
Did I ever say I was friends with Barack Obama?
I don't know.
I
You took a
figured y'all
trip
would have
with me.
gained a
That's-
friendship if both of you were the chosen subjects to show
Just
up at the same time. Think
look,
y'all would have talked, chat,
Would
look,
you-
maybe kept in
look.
contact, maybe?
Just
Yeah, and
because
speaking
you
of that,
work,
being
just
friends or
because
not
you
friends,
work with somebody doesn't make them your friend.
when you remote viewed with him to go to Mars, did you have to hold his hand?
I'm sure he would have liked that.
Oh,
But you didn't. You just kind of.
I mean, I was only 5 at the time. I'm sure it was his type.
I always
Mhm.
heard it here
I
first,
always
folks.
pictured like people jumping through like on what's it called? Austin Powers when they jump through the time machine and they're like holding hands and they like jump up in the air and throw their legs out. Like
I,
you're gonna go through a
I am.
wormhole.
I do come from a Republican family, though, so he probably didn't like me that much to start with.
Mm. So Barack Obama, much like Michael Jackson. That's what you're saying.
Maybe a little, yeah.
Mm. Would you ever remote view Michael Jackson? Can you tell us definitively?
I don't
Did
want to
he
know.
do it?
I
I want to know.
Go
I'm
spoil
afraid-
it for me.
I
I'm
want you
afraid.
to remote view O.J. Simpson and let us know what really happened. I
No.
want to know.
Why are you picking all these black people, man?
All right, remote view John Benet Ramsey. I want to know what
Actions?
really happened. Who did it? Tell me.
It's
It
the
was
brother.
the dad.
We
It
know
was the
this.
dad. It was
Did
the
you? Are
dad.
you just guessing, or did you remote view that?
Nah,
I can-
it was the brother. We know
Yeah,
this.
I can remote. I can find these things out.
Can you
And
do
of
it right
course,
now? Can you remote view live on the
I
show?
can. I actually could. Yeah.
Would we be able to see like anything, any change in?
No, I
Like,
can
do you,
just.
does your eyes go like? Do you do that?
No, it's not like The Exorcist or something. It's just kind of.
It's not like sucking cock, like I.
I don't know. I've never done that. So
I'm sorry. I get a
Doesn't
little gay sometimes.
really
My bad.
seem that interesting, frankly.
I'm remote viewing a cock in my mouth right now.
Oh no!
Oh,
Not
Bradley.
that there's anything wrong with that.
It's 2025. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Gog, gog, gog.
Jesus Christ.
This is America.
Wouldn't that suck? You accidentally remote viewed into a gay guy who's sucking and go, oh no! There's a cock in my mouth. How did it get there?
I guess it would have to do with how your thoughts would wander when you were remote viewing, Bradley. If you thought about cocks in your mouth all the time, this might happen. But as long
What
as
if
you're
you
not thinking
accidentally
about
thought
that all
about
the
cocks in your mouth? You never, like, you're like, don't think about cocks in your mouth. Don't think about cocks. Oh
I just feel I feel like setting yourself up for a bad trip.
no! It happens. It happens.
How often for you?
At least it's not my ass. Oh
No.
no! See,
Uh,
never
I've
drink
been-
while remote viewing, folks. Now you know.
You brought us
I've
down
been-
this Barack Obama path, Michael.
I've been married to the same woman for 21 years.
Is it Barack Obama?
Barack Obama's a woman.
Well, his wife is a guy.
I thought
Well,
Michael was a man.
His wife is a man, so it would actually make more sense.
Yes, exactly.
I thought Michael
Barack.
was the war of the pants in the family.
Yeah.
Ugh.
With the dick in it.
Maybe they're
Michael's a
not so
power
weird
bottom.
after all.
Hey, Barack doesn't sound like a man's name. That's all I'm
Maybe
saying.
they're not gay after all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just reversed.
My name is Barack.
I would say some of the stories from Illinois, I would say, he's definitely explored that path a few times.
Oh, you mean like the gay prostitutes in the limo with the cocaine and stuff?
Yeah,
I know.
and in the hotel rooms. And,
Gurney.
I've heard about that stuff, yeah.
He blew me in Gurney.
Yeah, well,
that's where we keep our Six Flags Great of America.
I
in Gurney, Illinois.
I'm sorry to. I have something that just happened. I have a pipe that's supposed to be shaped like a mushroom, but I accidentally pushed it in. So now there's a butthole in my pipe.
Turns your
I have a
Audi into an innie?
Yes.
This is doing nothing for my severe homophobia.
Oh, but it does this. Oh, now my pipe's dirty. Damn it. It still works though. I can suck the.
Oh, you're gonna prolapse it. Stop.
Oh boy. Now we're bordering on the
Actually
YouTube
works better.
ones.
I actually like it better this way. Hell yeah. All right. Sorry. Continue.
And there you go. All right.
All right, settle back in. No, I wanted to talk about Majestic 12, if you had time.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. Yeah.
What is Majestic 12 for the people that don't know about it? And
Okay.
you can either give the public version or the version that you know about that we don't know about.
Majestic 12. Let's see. Okay. Basically, it was formed as a way of bringing disclosure to the general public in a way that would be palatable to the general public, like through books, media, television, movies, etc., relating to specifically to the topic of extraterrestrials and life, intelligent life other than ourselves. The aliens, man, so to speak, you know. But that was the purpose of MJ12, was to gradually usher in an awareness of and a belief in the existence of extraterrestrials, to the point being that if it was done gradually, it would not freak people out and cause worldwide panic when it's actually made completely public.
So besides the public trickle that they established it for, what was the precursor that made them establish Majestic 12? Wasn't there a crash?
Yep, there was time travel. There was you're familiar with the Roswell incident, right? Oh, yeah. Everybody knows the Roswell incident at this point. Well, that happened as a result of time travel. The craft that crashed was actually not just a spacecraft, but it was a time spacecraft. Okay. And it came back to 1945, actually, not 47, like the official story says.
Was it Earth created? Was it humans? Or was it from?
It was, well, it traveled back from the year 2019 to 1945, and it was, yeah, I'm not sure what it originated from, but two or three, the pilots were the beings on the craft were a mix of extraterrestrial and human. And one of the human was me.
Oh,
yeah.
Was it you coming back from Mars?
No, I was traveling from 2019.
Oh.
And I was in a hotel room in a city. I was in Europe actually at the time, and the craft came to me in my hotel room, took me out of my hotel room, took me on the craft, and this happened to me multiple times.
Hang on a second. So, I gotta ask about that. So the craft came into your hotel room. The craft itself.
No, it came to the hotel.
So you had to go outside for it.
No, it took me out of my hotel room, like through the wall. Somehow they can do this. I don't know how they do it, but they can take people out of buildings and through the walls, phase them through the walls.
Yeah, just like transportation.
I always wonder because I think that has to do with like frequencies. And I think people have talked about that, how if you could control or match the frequency of a wall or the object that you were going through, you should be able to actually like penetrate it if the molecules were moving at the same rate.
Superman did that.
They did that to me.
And they went through a wall.
They did that to me before, so it wasn't really that surprising this time. But what was surprising was that they actually let me fly the craft this time. They didn't ever let me pilot the craft. This time they let me be the pilot, and so I became
whoa. You said they didn't let you pilot the craft, but they let you be the pilot. That's piloting the aircraft. That's flying.
How did that go? Did they hey, come over here, take a hold?
It was like this. It's piloted through it must be the electronic signature of the person that it's assigned to. And so I was just like, okay, like this, and this is how I piloted it, just literally like that, you know.
So you're a pilot, not a captain.
And it was a craft that was flying around.
All I did was this. As soon as I got control of it, I realized that what I had to do was use it.
Humans?
No, use it to get to somehow get attention. So to bring in more disclosure. So what I did was I flew the craft across the ocean into Texas, New Mexico, back. As I was flying linearly, I was also flying through time backwards, and I deliberately
the controls are like that. Like if you're moving forward, you could also be moving in time.
Yeah, at the same time.
It's not just acceleration; it's time.
Yeah. So I was flying through distance and time at the same time.
Hang on a second. I also how were you able to see your surroundings? Like you're piloting this craft. Like you're in this craft.
I didn't.
You didn't see your surroundings.
No, it's somehow it's also attuned to your brain controls it too. It's not just physical, but it's also
but how did you avoid crashing?
I didn't. I crashed it on purpose. You know.
Oh shit. Well, it's still being on purpose means that you could see where you were going. How were you?
Not necessarily. I just know the map. You know, it's like all I was doing was flying from Western Europe across the ocean to across America.
Nothing in the way. No,
there's nothing. You know, there's nothing there. You know, it's just a straight line.
Straight.
Well, you would know up from down to deliberately crash it.
I was up and I just went straight, and that's it.
Well, it sounds like if you're doing it telepathically, it's almost like you're aiming for a destination. You wouldn't know what was there.
So you stayed at a constant elevation. So you just proved that the Earth was
driving it similar to remote viewing? Like, is that would you draw that similarity, like the way that it operated? Was it just like when you would remote view a location, and that's how you?
Yeah. It's sort of. I mean, it's using the same mental capacity or ability. Yeah, I was definitely using a sort of a mix of like my brain, the knowledge that I have in there of, you know. I mean, I've flown back and forth the Atlantic so many times that it's like,
again, a question again. This is similar to my other question. Any sort of nausea, discomfort at all while connecting with the spaceship?
No, nothing. None at all.
Did it feel good?
It was just a thing. It's like, you know, eating your breakfast in the morning.
I don't know if it was just as exhilarating because the simple fact that you hadn't gotten to drive it before, like you were just saying, like just that thrill alone of being able to...
It wasn't. I wasn't really, honestly, that overexcited about it. I was just thinking, like, okay, I can do this. They're letting me use this. How do I get people to know that this is real and that extraterrestrials are real and that UFOs are real? Because I want the world to know that this stuff is real, because I've been experiencing it my whole life, you know.
I feel like they
Back
treated
to
you
the
like
White
an
House.
Asian driver, though. They're kind of like set you up. They didn't want to like take responsibility for crashing the ship, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna have the human crash it."
We're gonna let
Yeah,
him
what if
do
you
it.
decided to
Yeah.
crash into the White House? Why didn't you just
Yeah.
crash into the White House or the Pentagon?
Well,
Or anything?
yeah, I couldn't do
It
that.
did happen on 9/11.
Well, this was during it when the time that I went back to was during World War II.
Oh,
So I couldn't just crash it into the White House. I don't. It would have not made any sense. It just seemed like out in the middle of nowhere would be the most appropriate. But what happened was the army
Well, and
came anyway.
if it was actually like just timeline theory here, if you were coming from 2019, that event would have to take place in that period, like it was known in history. Otherwise, the 29th, like you'd have to complete the loop. It wouldn't.
That's another thing. It's a time loop, and I didn't realize it at the time until it happened. I'm like, oh crap! Wait a minute. I just crashed This is the Roswell incident. I already knew
created a paradox.
about the Roswell incident.
That's why I asked you when me and you first started talking about this. I asked you if you remembered it when you were in 2019, or if you remembered it prior to that, and you just knew it was an event that was supposed to happen. Like, do you remember being in the hotel and it happening in 2019, or is it just something you look back at and you remember leaving 2019?
No, I remember it very clearly during 2019. It all happened to me. Like what happened in my hotel only in that time period took maybe about an hour or something of my time in 2019, but it was in real time. It was like this whole cycle of time and events.
So did you live out and complete a life?
I lived out. Yeah, I lived
from
out
that point on.
Yeah, I lived 2 years from 1945 to 1947, and then they brought me back.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I do remember now.
Who brought you back? The same aliens?
The same craft brought me back with one of the aliens on it and a guy named Roscoe Hillencoder. You would know from history. He's a founder of the Central Intelligence Agency.
And in relation to Valiant Thor?
They would have known each other, yeah. They're not related. But Roscoe was actually married to my great aunt. So he was like my great uncle. But he didn't know it when I met him. He didn't realize that
was Valiant Thor a real thing that people talk about? Was he a real person? Or
I believe so. He was
I say person loosely because I don't know if he was human.
I believe he was an extraterrestrial who was working with the United States government during the Truman administration at the time.
That's nice of him.
45 to 47. Well, there was a lot of stuff going on.
What administration is the one that initiated MJ-12?
Harry Truman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember that I had somebody that said that they were in on the Roswell crash, and they remembered that they recovered 3 extraterrestrials and a guy named Mike.
What? Was it 3 extraterrestrials? I'm trying to remember now. I've had a little bit of
I was just being a goofy ball. I apologize.
I think it might have been 2, and one of them definitely died. Oh yeah. Okay, there were 2.
And the guy named Mike.
There were 2 extraterrestrials, and they were what people describe as the gray aliens. You know, with the big eyes and stuff.
Well, that's when they were dead, though.
One of them died. One of them lived.
One of them, I heard one of them died in interrogation. One of them died in the crash, and that there was 3. But
what color are they alive?
One died in the crash, and the other one, who they probably say died, is actually still alive and in custody. He's commonly known as Skinny Bob, or as the British call him, Skinny Pete.
Yeah, Bob or Pete, you know.
And in fact, he is the guy. He's an extraterrestrial. He helped the U.S. government develop what we're using to speak with right now, the internet.
Yeah. What do you think he's doing now?
He's still in custody, and he's probably helping the government to develop technologies.
Okay, I was going to say, does he have like a job?
Is it under the ruse that we might help them get back off the planet, or is it something that's done like in collaboration? Like what's his incentive for helping the United States or the military industrial complex as we know it?
Well, because the U.S. military, the reason I gave it, I gave the craft to the U.S. military. The reason I did that personally and not some other country is because I trust the United States military more than any other.
No, I'm saying, why is that the alien, the only one that's still in captivity, why is he helping the United States? Why didn't he try to take off with the other one, like the one that left with you? And why was he stuck to serve the U.S. government?
Because the U.S. is founded upon certain principles, and any other country with the same type of power would abuse the power, and America would be less likely to abuse it than any other country. So that's why I gave it to the United States. I could have given it to any other country, you know.
You crashed the ship.
Yeah, I gave it to them.
I always worried about, with this Roswell stuff, and I've seen like stuff that Americans might have killed aliens and things. So I always worried that what if the aliens came to attack us? Did you ever worry when you crashed their ship? Was there any repercussion to that? How much did their ship cost in, aliens?
They don't have money like we do, It's not like
they just sell things in blowjobs.
I think they do. Their civilization has developed beyond.
That 73 sucks.
And that kind of thing. I'll give you 75 Bitcoin for this time spacecraft. That kind of thing,
But like you weren't worried about any repercussions for crashing their spaceship?
I think that was a mission. I think that was what was intended.
They wanted you to crash their ship?
Yeah, that's why.
Hey, buddy, fly our ship. We
that's
know
why I described it as like a setup. I was like, they treated you like the Asian driver. They didn't want to be the ones to crash it. They were sending you on this mission to crash it for them. They didn't.
Maybe bought like a shitty ship. Like, okay, go ahead, watch what he does. Watch. He's gonna crash it. I know
he's never even driven it before. Watch this.
Lord, he's going to crash it.
But when I was done back in 1947, I'd been there for 2 years. I met Harry Truman and worked with him for 2 years. He helped me start MJ12, and I helped him with stuff because he knew that I was from the future because the Army told him.
But you were how old?
At that point, I would have been, how old am I now? So I'm 51. So subtract 6 years, 45 or 6 or something.
Oh, you would have been. You're going back.
It's how old he was in 2019.
Yeah, however old I was in 2019.
It's hard to follow, you're 5 years old here and there, and then you go back in time.
Well, that was a different thing.
But he would be the age of.
There's more than that
when he left in 2019, and that's why I asked the question if he went on and lived that life, like of going back in time, and that's what he said. He lived 2 different lives. That's what I was trying to follow. That's why I described it as a time loop, because he would have had to go back in 2019 and do whatever happened in Roswell for the time loop to actually be complete. And if he didn't get pulled back like he was talking about with that other alien, then he would have had to live out a entire existence and risk crossing his own path, I would assume, with himself and other paradoxes.
I definitely think there were other people there who had time traveled to that point also, because Harry Truman, I met him, I talked with him, and he was not at all surprised that I was from the future. Like,
I am not at all surprised.
He was not surprised whatsoever.
I'm going to remote view myself taking a piss. Uh-oh. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Harry Truman.
You gotta take a Harry Truman, he says.
Harry Truman asked me, so if you're from the future, how do we end this war? So I told him how World War II ends, and that's what he went and did. And he didn't even know, he hadn't even heard of atomic bombs at that point. I told him about the atomic bomb. It's like, do we have these things, atomic bombs? What is that? Yeah, we have those. They're experimental sort of prototype things, but we have them. Okay. Well, I'll do what this guy says. And he was kind of surprised, though, that American troops invaded Europe through Normandy and captured Germany that way. He was like, really? Like, yeah, that's what the history shows. It's like, okay, guess that's what we got to do. I don't think he wanted to do that, but that's what.
We not having a good understanding of nuclear at the time.
I don't think nuclear weaponry existed in 1945 or 7 in the 1940s. I think that was a Cold War thing.
Okay.
That came
after. I assume they had to be refining it at that point. They didn't just.
Apparently, even the atomic bombs were experimental prototype type things at that time. They weren't. There weren't that many of them. It was only later when the Cold War started that the arms race started as well. Later. If you look at.
I thought that was where the rocket technology kind of expanded, but I didn't realize, that nuclear already wasn't being established.
Yeah, it didn't exist. There was no nuclear weaponry in the 1940s, I don't think, and there was barely any atomic weaponry. Like America got it first, The U.S. got it first. Yeah, imagine if Hitler got the A bomb first. What would have happened? It would have been pretty horrible. But
Jews. That's not a good point.
I don't know.
I just said Jews.
Jews. Wasn't Hitler Jewish partially? I don't know.
No, he was
Austrian.
Yeah, he's Austrian.
What?
Australian? I think he was Australian.
No, it's Austrian.
No, I think his dad was Austrian, and I think his mom was somewhat Jewish.
And yeah, he had Jewish ancestry.
He was maybe a bit of a self-hating Jew. I don't know.
He's hurting his own people in a sense.
Well, Simon doesn't like Africans, so what do you expect?
Well, yeah, there's that.
I believe in something different than what you're talking about. I just want to throw this out there. What do you think about this simulation theory? I do believe in some kind of simulation because I've seen things mess up. I've seen the simulation fuck up. So that's why I believe in the simulation theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would tell you
that would make your outstanding journey. I'll just say outstanding. Your journey possible if this was all just some kind of video game.
I also think there's room inside of a simulation for religion as well as anything else. Anything breaking the source code could be considered magic, or it could be a virus inside of the system. It could be somebody writing code could be described as the father of religion.
Yeah,
I think all of these things are still possible inside of a simulation. I don't think a simulation excludes these things.
We're in a simulation. You were modded. Somebody modded you. Barack Obama was able to get modded to Mars.
Well, in different religions, there are all different programs running different experiences. And the same argument that they used to have with a monotheistic God was that he wasn't able to experience human experiences, and that's why he created humans to have those experiences that he could live vicariously through, and they were created in his image. So it's just like, what does that sound like? It sounds like Sims creating Sims and having experiences through a simulation. I mean, it's very much, still describing the same thing.
I would like to do that. So I'll just say, I have another theory I'd like to throw at how, because you brought up how mankind got here, and I have a weird theory.
Do you think we have free will, Bradley?
Oh, of course
think that would-
we do. That's why terrible things
don't
happen.
think that. Then I don't think we could be in a simulation if you think we have free will.
No, there's what free.
don't
There's.
think-
I mean, we have video games that are open. Open world. Isn't that the same thing? Open world video games. You have free will in Grand Theft Auto.
Even an open world is, it's generated. It's got limits.
In
Even
Grand
though-
Theft Auto, I can do normal jobs, well, especially now because they added things, without breaking the law or killing people. I can just do that. I can walk down the street and have a good old day. Or I can run people over and have sex with whores and kill people and burn them and put them on train tracks.
Just because you have limited options doesn't mean that you have free will.
That means you have a choice. You have a choice whether to
You have
do
choices,
either one of
you
those
can have choices
options he
without
just
free will.
described. I hate this freaking argument.
Yeah,
Free
I'm
will
not
exists.
understanding.
I chose to join this call. You know why? Because free will. Nothing told me I was pre-programmed to join this call and argue with Simon about his hate for African people. No, free will let me cuss him out to go against what is supposed to be my people and what the fuck ever he claims to be. I don't know. He's a fake
I think free
black
will
guy.
does exist, and I think that's the only thing that would make it so I don't think that we're in a simulation. Because I don't think it's easy for the average sim inside of the game to have free will outside of control.
There would be limitations
Yeah,
to the
there's still
simulation.
and I don't think physics is the limitation set on our existence.
But hang on,
Like,
what if there's NPCs and there's people that have free will?
I think there's both. I think both are possible.
Okay.
Okay, I see the point.
I'll give the benefit of the doubt of deja vu because I get it so much. I can't explain it. I could see deja vu being like maybe a reset in the system. It's just like everything right now in this second, these seconds feel so familiar. I've done this before, and then it's gone, and it's like
you have not
programs
ever
are
done it.
erasing it.
You know you've never done that, but you sure you have done it.
Well, I feel like,
but I
don't know.
I feel like these experiences actually repeat over time. It's the same idea that history repeats itself. I think our civilization, and we do have like muscle memory to these things. That's why some people are inherently scared of the dark. We're drawn to fire. There's like certain things that are inherent to humans, and or sometimes being comfortable in water. Maybe not open seas. Like some people have a fear of an open sea because their people aren't used to something like that.
I'm very comfortable underwater.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Maybe you're part of the mer people.
Mer. I'm
pretty comfortable flying. I'm pretty comfortable flying across the Atlantic Ocean. So crashing the Roswell craft from Europe in New Mexico was pretty easy.
Wouldn't you feel like the crashing itself would be uncomfortable because you're not used to that?
I've been in so many car accidents too that it's just like another crash. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Boston, so it's like
solid answer, I guess.
Everybody in Boston has been in car accidents. It's just like a natural.
It just seems like everything that's happened to you is just like, nah, whatever, nah, fuck it, whatever. I'm going to Barack Obama. Who gives a shit?
I don't want to be president, but if they make me president,
it really is pretty much. It's like it is like a simulation. It's like I've grown up and lived in so many very kind of isolated areas too that I almost like look at the way the world is. The way that someone looks at a clock and sees all these little complicated bits and it's just not working properly. You know what I mean? It's like you need to just fix the little thing and it will work properly. And that's really what the way the world is, and I don't think anybody necessarily knows how to fix the part in the clock to make it work. You know, I do,
Oh,
because I've been able to look at it from like so far outside through my
outside the clock.
experiences.
Sometimes you got to look outside the clock.
Sometimes you got to realize that it's just a thing
Yes,
there. You're just looking at it, and it doesn't. You don't have to be in it. You know what I mean? You don't have to be. And I've been so far outside of it that I can look at it objectively and just go like, well, that's all that's wrong with it. Can we just do that and it'll work?
What do you think about Big Ben?
Whatever. I don't know.
Oh.
Big Ben.
Well,
Big Ben's kind of small.
I just wanted to, if you know about, they say this about, what was he saying?
I've seen Big Ben.
Happens to you over again. Deja vu. It's some say that when you experience deja vu, it's life giving you a chance to make another choice. Like you at this time, you need to make, like you're making the same choice. Whenever that happens, make the opposite choice that you're about to do. Because I think that's what they say.
Or what about the bleed through of the idea of a multiverse, where there's a decision, every decision you make branches off into a new reality.
Yeah,
and,
that freaks me out
and
too.
you could have deja vu about making a decision, but it wasn't actually you as you would think of it. It could just be a very close dimension to our. I guess it wouldn't be dimension. It'd be what would it be in a multiverse? It'd be just
universe?
a different Earth, similar to our own. I like to think of it as like a bowl of marbles. If you think about it as a bowl of marbles, the closest marbles to the marble that you were in would be similar, and then the farther you got away would be the more decisions away from, you know,
like a river splitting off.
farther.
How many
If that
times it
makes sense.
splits off?
You know?
Yeah. If the farther away it gets, it's definitely not you.
Well, I assume because there would be a reality where you were a movie star. There would be one where you were dirt poor. There'd be one where you died at the age of 3. There, anything you could possibly think of, there would be a you in that version as well.
There's definitely a version of me as a movie star.
Yeah, there has to be.
Oh, see, look at that sound. That sound. What a coinky ding. Come on. You don't believe in coincidences, do you? I don't. I want to say my opinion on the human race and how we got here and everything. This is a crack theory that I haven't heard before, so I think it might be interesting. I just want to throw it out there for you.
Heard it before, but you're telling us?
What?
You said you haven't heard it before, but you're telling us?
No, I haven't heard anyone else say anything like this. So that's why I think it's interesting. People say the same things all the time. So I'm just saying this might be different. So here's my belief on how we are here on this planet. As we know, we are also worried about the condition of our planet and how long we can stay here. And some people try to think that maybe we can get out to other planets to find other planets that are suitable. Let's just say that did happen a super long time ago, as Star Wars say. And we came from another planet, very advanced, and was able to, okay, this is a good planet. Look at all, we got a lot of water, and there's cool animals, and enough space to live. So we'll go down there and inhabit that. We're flying around in space. We got here. So, okay, we started to have it. We got all our, inventions and everything. But all of a sudden, generations, we get a generation of people that don't like the older folk and their technology. And they decide to go live over here. Fuck you people. Don't tell us what to do. So they're living their own life without technology. And the people that crashed and their descendants, they're all living here with their technology. But the Cro-Magnon people we got over here are starting to grow in numbers because they lost touch on society and how things should go. And these people who still remember the way of life, the technology that brought them there, are living in a better society where they're not overpopulated. But these Cro-Magnon people are growing and growing and growing, forgetting about the technology, forgetting about the memories of the other planet that we came from. And all
So
of a sudden,
a lot of people actually use this story, but the separation between technology is usually done by religion. Usually, one group will go more of a religious path, and one goes on more of a technological based path.
it
And
could
yeah,
be,
there's usually a huge separation. But yeah, they told this story in Stargate. It's also the story between Atlantis and I can't remember the other um, uh, country that was established at the time, but one of them was considered more of a religious base, and one of them was more technologically advanced, and they had kind of separated.
But
But
what I'm to finish, I just want to finish. It's
oh yeah,
almost
yeah,
done. So, like I'm saying, the people that forget about the technology and everything, the Cro-Magnon people, they growing in population, and they decide, fuck these people. They don't believe in our God or whatever. Like you said, maybe they believe in a certain God after generation, and they wipe these people out, wipe them out. So there's no recollection of anywhere that we came from. So now years and years and years, and we progress and progress and progress, and we got to where we are today. That's it could very well be possible we could be from another planet that found this place and that we forgot everything about that because we branched off and overpopulated and then conquered, killed all those people and forgot about that shit. That's
since
my theory.
since everybody on the panel still knows what analogies are, let me give you a good analogy for that. I think that the Bible, the way it describes serpents, and the way that we know that history is only written by the victors, I would say that there's a good chance of why we think of snakes as bad or sneaky, and why we think of reptiles as like a bad thing when it comes to the eyes of religion. I think that could have been a battle that was going on that was described to by the victors of these are the deceiving ones, these are the ones trying to trick humans, and that's why we now have, like, as a society, put serpents as that thing. They're now bad in the eyes of society. I think it's very possible to do that anytime throughout history, like knowing what battles we won in World War II and which ones we lost. Like that's more of an immediate one, but yeah, if you add time to that element, yeah, it's a game of telephone at some point.
Yeah. Everything could be forgotten. That's all I'm saying. That's what,
Oh yeah,
until
until it's rediscovered, and then like think about if they discovered parts of our society that would just like, what if they found Twitter one day and thought, oh, everybody believes this, like what is said on Twitter, like you wouldn't know. We're only finding pieces of a puzzle and then trying to guess what the whole puzzle is. Like, and that's what I assume when we find any fragment of an old civilization. We're only getting such a small glimpse, and we try to put them in a box and identify when they were from. That's why I think the pyramids are actually probably a lot older than we think they are.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of the past as we know it is bullshit. Anything that can't be proven with video camera, that's what I say. It's complete bullshit because you know what? People lie.
It's getting so much harder to even do the video camera test now. Pictures and
that's true.
Those can all be faked.
Yes,
so,
very true.
Can't even trust your eyes anymore.
Nope. No. So I don't know. I just people lie and embellish or just. That's why I don't really believe much of any fucking history or anything that we can hold and really, I don't know what dinosaurs. I don't know. My girl just said dinosaurs.
I think a lot of the skeletons that they find and fossils that they find of dinosaurs are more of a construct. I don't think we're still learning more about dinosaurs. Like when I was growing up, everybody thought of them as reptiles. And then the more that we learned about them, we were like, they probably had a lot of feathers actually. And I think the T-Rex's like closest living relative is a chicken. Yeah.
Chicken. They can they can turn a chicken into a dinosaur. They're able to do that. They're like
dino nuggets. What are we talking about?
I watched the TED Talks about it.
I bought my daughter dino nuggets, but I don't think it's the same thing.
It is. It is. I got dino nuggets.
Ironically, I believe in the Bible, but that's a whole other subject.
I would really like you to tell them. I want you to what do you call it when you force travel?
Yeah.